Hi guys, I am in the studio today and I feel like I have a ton to get done. My to-do list is just ever growing, and I think I mentioned I don't know, 2 or 3 videos ago in my very chatty video that I had a very busy March and have just a lot of things I feel like I need to catch up on for April, or at least since I let everything go in March. I just feel like I have a lot of things to catch up on. And so today I thought we could just check off our to-do lists together. So the first thing I want to do is give you a little update on the seedlings because they're looking really good. And then I want to tell you about the 2 books that I read since the last video. And then as far as my today to-do list, I need to finish a painting, and which I'm pretty close, I think. And then I also just need to tidy. I need to do a little computer work. And then I don't know how this will go, but I have a couple of honeysuckles that are kind of I don't know what the right word is. They're kind of they're getting into my hydrangeas. And my hydrangeas are the priority. And these honeysuckles, they were supposed to be I don't know, I picked them out and I thought they were going to be really fragrant, like honeysuckles are supposed to be, but they're really not. And so I kind of don't care if they don't make it, but I'm going to try to transplant them, but they just aren't my priority. I love my hydrangeas, so I can't have these overrunning them. So they're kind of vining all through them, and I really need to get that under control. So those are kind of the main things. That seems like kind of a lot. So I don't know if we'll get to it all. I also have sort of something that I have been wanting to do for a year now. I flower pressed some cherry blossoms, and I would like to get some of them, I don't know how to say this, but I want to frame some of them, but I don't want to just put them on a white background. I want to make a little painting that is I just want it to be the essence of cherry blossom painting, watercolor painting. I'm not exactly sure, I have it in my mind, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it yet. So I might work on that if I finish the other painting and get some of my other tasks done. If not, I'll save that for later. I just need to process what I really want it to look like. But I have these I opened the flower press, and now so they're just kind of sitting there. I'll show you a little clip. But I'm just trying to figure out how to protect them because they look really cool. But they're also kind of fragile. So I can't really just put them with my other dried leaves and stuff. This is my first time doing a flower in the flower press. I've pressed leaves and stuff before, but I actually had this flower press that my sister got me that I put the flowers in. And like I said, I've pressed leaves and I've pressed tulips and stuff before in books, but I don't know, these cherry blossoms are just slightly more fragile and delicate. That's the better word. So I'm just trying to figure out how to I don't know, they look really cool and I don't want to just toss them or, break them. So I'm trying to figure out how to really protect and kind of highlight them. I want to put them in some frames and stuff. And I don't think I'll keep them all. I'll probably give some as gifts and stuff, but I don't know. I just need to figure out what to do. So any ideas would be welcome. Let me know. If you think of anything, I'll show you what they look like right now. One of them is really cool. It looks like a dandelion with the way it's all sprayed out. But anyway, I need to figure that out. Whether that happens today or not, TBD. But anyway, so before I get to my painting and tidying and all the things on my to-do list, I want to give you a little book update. I finished The Correspondent by Virginia Evans and the 5th Thursday Murder Club book by Richard Osman since the last video, and I really, really enjoyed both of them. I would recommend them. I think they were really good. And The Correspondent, if you don't know, is about I thought it was going to be about a journalist type person, I don't know, but it ended up being about someone who corresponds through letter writing. So the whole book was told through letters, and so it was really cool. It took me a few letters to get into it and kind of figure out, get to know the character and get into it, but give it a go. I really, really enjoyed it a lot, and it kind of inspired me to get more into letter writing. Something that I find really cool about letters is that you really get to sit with your thoughts and write down exactly what you mean, or more in detail than you might over a phone call. Over a phone call, you only really have a certain amount of time. I mean, you could be on the phone for 2 hours, but that's still, that person's stories and your stories, and you just might not get to fully say everything that you want to say. I mean, through a conversation, sometimes you get interrupted or something sparks another, not in a rude way, but like, you know, it just goes back and forth. And I think sometimes when you're doing a phone call with a friend, you're calling for a specific reason or like to catch up, and then you want to hear about what they have to say. Whereas like with a letter, you really get to sit down with your thoughts and really kind of get deeper into it and kind of like slow down a little. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's sort of how I feel about it. And I feel like it's something that really could connect people and myself with my friends and family in a way that, I don't know, I'm just gonna give it a go. So this morning I wrote a letter to my aunt. I used this to really get like slow and fancy about it. I went real old fashioned with my letter writing today, and it was really fun. I just got to have like a slow little morning with it, and I really enjoyed it. And I got to like really think about, I don't know, what I wouldn't necessarily talk about on a phone call, because there's already always so many things to talk about. So I don't know. I'm sure it's back and we can become pen pals. That'd be cool, but we'll see. So anyway, that's The Correspondent. I really enjoyed it. And the other book was the fifth in the Thursday Murder Club series. And if you haven't read the series, I would definitely recommend it. Again, it was a slow start for me, but I think if I read the first one again, I would rate it higher. I just wasn't expecting it to be like so many different points of view at first. And so it was a slower start. But now that I've gotten into it, I've gotten to really know the characters, and they each have their own distinct like personality and storyline and sort of like background that comes through with the way that their voice shows up in the book. And so I really, really like it for that reason. I mean, honestly, like the mystery part is good and everything, that's fine. I like a mystery and it's fun, but like the characters are what really makes the books. So really enjoyed that too. And now I'm currently reading the Duchess of Bloomsbury Street, which is the second in the 84 Charing Cross Road books. It's all like journal entries from Helene Hemp. I don't think I mentioned this the last time I talked about 84 Charing Cross Road, but it's actually like, it's nonfiction. It's not like, Helene Hemp is a real person and she's the one that wrote the books. So I don't think I made that clear when I was talking about the first book, which is also totally told through letters, and it's letters between Helene Hemp and a bookshop owner in London. She lives in New York, he lives in London. It's totally platonic. It's all kind of about their like shared love of books and like her really funny kind of banter, and just like her kindness and how she kind of makes friends all the way across the world without ever having met them. But the second book is about her finally making it to London and her experience there, and she truly has a love for it. It's like really fun to visit London through her words, and so I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm only maybe 20 or 30 pages in, but it's a very short book, so it won't take me too long to finish it, but it's good. It's fun to see her, the joy that it's bringing her actually getting to go there, because in the first book, like, I think it's about a 20-year friendship, but she never makes it to London, and I don't mean that to be a spoiler, but the second book is about her trip there, and I don't know, in the first book you kind of get a sense of like, oh man, like, wish she could have gone, but so it's really fun to get to see that come to be. So okay, so that's my little reading update, and I'd love to know what you're reading in the comments. I'm not sure what I'm going to read next, so any inspiration is always welcome. I do have a very long list of books that I actually own that I should read, so we'll see what happens next after the Helene Hemp book, but in the meantime, if you're in the mood to check off a bunch of to-do lists, let's do it together. If not, I hope you take a few minutes for yourself, maybe make yourself a cup of tea or just get cozy, and let's get to it. I have them all laid out here by my record player, but these are the pressed flower. This is the dandelion one I was saying, but these are all the pressed flowers that I was talking about with the cherry blossoms, but they look really cool. I mean, I don't want to ruin them, but these are the actual boards from the flower press, so I can't leave them on there, so I have this frame that I thought I could use, but I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. So if you have any ideas, let me know. Here's my little seedling update. Although little is not necessarily the word I would use to describe them, because look how good they're looking. I mean, obviously some of them are maybe like slightly wonky here and here, but like they're still growing. I did lose this one this week randomly. I don't know if you can see it really good. This one, I don't know what happened. It just sort of, I don't know. It got sad, and then I haven't been able to revive it. And then this one, it's just like growing so slow. So I'm not sure why. I think maybe this one is due to the fact that like the lights are starting kind of like right here. I thought maybe like it's just not, I don't think it's receiving enough light. But I mean, overall, I feel like these are looking really good. Don't you feel? So, a reminder. This row is zinnias. These, and then the row beside it perished, unfortunately. And then the next two rows, these two here, are dahlias. And then these back two rows, which really only consist of the one row and then this guy here, are celosia. So I'm very excited to plant them and see them flower. I'm not trying to jump the gun with my excitement, but I'm feeling pretty good about how healthy they look. I think it's interesting how this one right here is a different color stem. I guess this one is too, but especially that reddish one. I think that's very interesting. I'm not sure what it means, but interesting is the word I'll use for now. But anyway, this is my update. Oh, and by the way, it's been, I think 5 weeks. So, pretty good. Okay, I propped my phone because I wanted to show you outside so it'd be better lighting. Actually, I don't know if this is even going to work, but I wanted to show you the painting. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Here's some of the details. I did hollyhocks for the flowers. I really love how the reflection turned out in the lake. I can't wait to show. It's a commission, so I can't wait to show her how it turns out.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know.
I sent a picture of the painting to get approved, and she requested a little bit more saturated color in this area with the flowers. I didn't really want to mess with the flowers too much because I like the colors of them, and I like that there's like white edges and stuff because that's how hollyhocks are. And so I decided to add a little bit more definition to the stems and leaves in the flowers, and I actually think it made a huge difference. She mentioned the colors of these trees, and I think that her point was good where there needed to be some darker colors here to balance that out. And so I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I think it looks good, and I like that we added a little bit more definition there. So I'm waiting to hear what she thinks, but I think that was a good recommendation. I'm really pleased with how it looks.
If I will ever figure out where the road goes, even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. even if the sky is falling down.
I wanted to show you what I was doing, which I didn't think you could see from over there, but you see this vine here that's wrapping around? I need to save my hydrangeas. Okay, it was a little bit of a bigger ordeal than I imagined. I still didn't get it all, actually. Just noticing this. But I'm gonna have to weed this whole entire area and just manicure it a little bit more. I have 2 clematises and then 2 honeysuckles, and I just feel like it's getting really overgrown and hard to tell what's what. So I'm gonna have to do this, I think, in like parts, because it's just kind of overwhelming. But I think I got most of the vines, other than that little one right there, off of the hydrangeas. There's still some coming through now that I'm noticing it, but I made some progress. It doesn't look like a lot of progress, but I made some progress, and I'm happy to notice that there are there's some new growth on my hydrangeas, which is also really nice. The biggest and most fun update is one of my peonies is about to bloom. I don't know if you can see that very well, but here, maybe that helps. There's little ants on it, but that's normal. So these ones have buds too. So obviously these aren't planted in the perfect spot and more work needs to be done, but making progress. But while I am out here, I'll show you these peonies too. These ones are much bigger. The ants are normal. There's like sweet, I don't know, sugars that come with the peonies, so that's normal. I don't see any others a bud. So last year this one had like quite a lot of buds. So we'll see what happens, but I still have a lot of work to do on this. So possibly not the most fun or interesting update, but I did make some progress, so I'm happy with that. I still feel like I can check off my to-do list on this one, even though I'm going to add it back on with a little bit more of a detailed plan. Alright, so that was quite a bit more work than I anticipated. I mean, I knew it would be, yard work is always a lot of work, but I think there's a lot more to that project than I thought. I thought I could just kind of figure out what vines went with the clematis and the honeysuckle and get those off the hydrangeas and then kind of put them with their own thing, or maybe give it a little trim, but I think there's a lot more to do there than just that. There's a lot of weeds, and it's kind of gotten out of hand. It's a little overgrown, and it just needs a little bit more attention than I could give it today. But I feel like I did the work that needed to be done. I got most of the vines off of the hydrangeas, and those are my favorite things in the yard, so I definitely need to take care of them and manicure that area a little bit more. So that is going to be a bigger project, probably like a multiple day situation to figure that out and sort of make that look really nice. But yeah, I actually am wondering if there's another sort of weed vine that's also growing in there. I'm just not really sure. There's roots kind of growing also right in and like next to the hydrangea roots, and I don't know, it's just definitely gonna take a little bit more. I don't know what the right word is, but it's just gonna take a little bit more than I could give today. So I'm still happy that I got the vines off the hydrangeas, so, because that was definitely necessary. It just was getting so out of hand. So anyway, I'm really happy with how much I got to check off the to-do list today. I finished my painting. While my battery was charging, I organized my frames, and because I have some vintage frames that I want to put some artwork in for my market in May, and so I got to organize those, and I have some larger ones that I need to order larger size frames for. I mean, not larger size frames, I mean larger size prints for. And so I wrote all that down so I can order that hopefully tomorrow, and I got some computer work done, and I cleaned this area of the studio. So it was a productive day. I hope that you had a productive day too, or that you relaxed and just enjoyed. And I'm really looking forward to, it'll either be, I'm going to start it next week, so it'll either be next week's video or the video after, just depending on if I need to order any more supplies once I get started. But I'm going to be refinishing my desk. So I have 2 desks in the studio, which may seem like a lot too much, probably. I really need to reorganize the studio. It's a big task. I have a lot of like furniture that was given to me, like this couch, for example. So I didn't necessarily pick it out, and I don't know that it necessarily fits in the studio very well. It's very long. It's comfortable, but it's very long and it's kind of ugly. Like, that's why I have this comforter on it. So I don't know. I just my plan is to get a smaller couch here, and then maybe have a little ottoman under the window with a bookcase right here, so it kind of makes a little window seat. That would be, I think, really nice, and I could look out the window. And then I was thinking I could move my desk in the place where my other desk is, where the corner gallery wall is, you know? So, but then I don't know what I would necessarily do with that desk, so a lot of moving parts. I have a vision, I just don't know exactly when or how I'll execute it, but one step at a time. But the first step is the desk that I have that I was sitting at. I think I was sitting at it at the beginning of the video today, I think. Anyway, it's the one that has the like folding thing, the part that folds down. You've definitely seen it in some of my other videos if it wasn't in, but I think I was sitting at it at the beginning of the video today. But besides the point, I got it and it came painted, and it also has like a slightly, I don't know, gross smell. I was so happy when I found it. It was about, I think it was like $70, $75. And most of the desks that are like that are like $200, $300, $400 minimum. And so I was really excited when I found it, and it was such a good price. But it's going to take a little bit of work to kind of get it, I don't know, looking cuter and one to not smell weird. So it just has kind of like a, I don't know, maybe like a mildewy or musty kind of smell to it. So I bought some citrus strip, and I'm going to strip the paint and then see where we're at. I'll probably have to sand it, and then I need to decide if I'm going to paint it again, depending on how it looks, or if I can seal it and have just like a wood look. It just depends, I think, on how the paint comes off and how many layers of paint there are. I've never done a project like that before, so I'm excited. It'll be a fun challenge, but that is something that's coming up soon. So I'm saying it now. I'm hoping that I actually can do this project now that I'm putting it out there, but I'm looking forward to going on that adventure with you. So hopefully we'll make it through it. But anyways, I'm so grateful that you spent the day with me today, and I really can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye, guys.